Felix Baumgartner, the man who is hailed as many as one of the greatest skydivers in history, just passed away in the most tragic way possible. And yes, you heard that right. The Daredevil who leapt from the edge of space in 2012, stunning the entire world, was killed in a tragic paragliding accident in central Italy on July 17, 2025, at just 56 years old. But Felix Baumgartner wasn't just a one-time daredevil. He was the embodiment of a restless spirit, a man who believed that pushing limits was the only way to live. Born in Salzburg, Austria, to Eva Baumgartner, Felix grew up fascinated by the idea of flying. As a teenager, he began skydiving at the age of 16, honing his skills with the Austrian military's demonstration and competition team. By the late 1980s, his fearless style had caught the attention of Red Bull, a brand known for sponsoring extreme athletes and boundary-pushing adventures. This partnership would shape his career, turning him into one of the most recognizable figures in extreme sports. In the 1990s, after mastering traditional skydiving, Felix dove headfirst into base jumping, the art of leaping from fixed structures like cliffs, bridges, and skyscrapers. Base jumping was, and still is, one of the most dangerous sports in the world, with no margin for error. But for Felix, the challenge was irresistible. He went on to make 14 world record jumps from sites around the globe. He was the first person across the English Channel using a custom-built carbon fiber wing, and he famously flew in formation alongside an aircraft, a stunt no one had dared attempt before. The breaking point of his career came with the Bull Stratos project, a mission that combined cutting-edge science, engineering, and raw human courage. On that historic day in 2012, Felix not only shattered records, but also contributed valuable data for NASA's emergency escape protocols for astronauts. His leap from near space was more than a stunt. It was a feat of engineering and human willpower that inspired millions worldwide. It earned him countless awards, from the Laureus World Sports Award to National Geographic's Adventurer of the Year and CNN's Man of the Year, and solidified his status as a global icon. After Stratos, Felix traveled the world, appearing on talk shows, delivering keynote speeches, and inspiring countless fans. But the man known for his death-defying feats wasn't content with just looking back on past glories. His second great dream was to become a helicopter pilot. He earned his license in the United States and went on to fly commercially in Europe, often performing rescue missions and charity flights. Whether in the sky, on a racetrack where he competed in events like the Bathurst 24 Hours in Australia, or on a base jump ledge, Felix lived to chase adrenaline. Even as he aged, the fire never left him. He would later tell Outside magazine that he was always looking for goals that no one had accomplished before. Because even if you hurt yourself, you would have done something outstanding and unique. Sometimes you really have to hurt yourself. You have to go through fire, but at least it should be worth it. Baumgartner also dedicated time to causes close to his heart. He was a prominent supporter of the Wings for Life Spinal Cord Research Foundation and launched his own humanitarian project, Fly for Life. His charisma, combined with his willingness to risk everything, placed him in the company of history's greatest daredevils. People who flirted with death not out of recklessness, but out of a hunger to experience life on the edge. As it was July 17, 2025, Baumgartner had been flying a motorized paraglider over Porto Sant'Elpidio, a picturesque town in Italy's Marche region, when something went horribly wrong. One of the people who had witnessed the unfortunate event, Mirella Ivanov, stated that everything was normal until his craft started to spin, like a top. She had been watching nearby with her children, but after hearing a roar, she turned around because she thought it had crashed on the rocks. What followed next was sheer horror. Mirella recalled how the spinning escalated into a terrifying dive. It looked like he was trying to regain control, but the wing just wouldn't respond, she said. The paraglider descended rapidly, spiraling down toward the rocky shoreline. Onlookers could only watch in frozen silence as the aircraft hit the ground with a devastating thud, sending dust and debris into the air. Emergency services were called immediately, and bystanders rushed to the scene to offer help, but was already too late. Felix Baumgartner, once hailed as the man who jumped from the edge of space and pushed the boundaries of human courage, now lay motionless near the crumpled remains of his glider. The crash site was quickly cordoned off as investigators arrived to piece together the cause of the accident. Early reports suggested that a mechanical failure or sudden gust of turbulent wind might have caused the uncontrollable spin, though the exact reason remains under investigation. Many locals expressed disbelief. "We never imagined someone like him could be taken this way," said one tearful resident. Flowers, candles, and handwritten notes began to appear near the crash site within hours. Social media was flooded with tributes from fans around the world, many of whom grew up watching Baumgartner's daring stunts and space jump. His legacy as an adventurer who dared to do what few ever could, or would, remains untouched, even in death. The tragedy of that day, marked not only by the loss of a fearless icon, but by the sheer shock of how swiftly life can be taken, will linger in the hearts of those who saw it unfold. Felix Baumgartner died doing what he loved, flying free. But the sky, that once celebrated his courage, claimed him in a cruel twist of fate. The city's mayor, Massimiliano Sciarpella, described the tragedy as a destiny that is very hard to comprehend for a man who has broken all kinds of records, who has been an icon of flight, and who traveled through space. Investigators believe Felix may have suffered a sudden medical issue mid-flight. Just hours before the accident, he had posted a video on Instagram of himself paragliding, along with a photo of a windsock with the caption, "Too much wind." For many, Baumgartner will always be Fearless Felix, the man who did the impossible. His name is forever linked to October 14, 2012, when he stepped out of a capsule 38 kilometers above Earth, suspended by a massive helium balloon. In that breathtaking moment above Roswell, New Mexico, Felix became the first human to break the sound barrier in free fall, reaching speeds of 843.6 miles per hour, which is 1.25 times the speed of sound, during a 9-minute descent. The irony of his death is impossible to ignore. A man who once plummeted from a stratosphere, surviving a supersonic fall with nothing but a parachute and determination, was brought down by a paramotor accident just a few hundred feet above the ground. Witnesses described the scene as surreal. Mayor Sciarpella called Felix a figure of global prominence, a symbol of courage and passion for extreme flight. Tributes poured in from around the world, from fellow athletes to fans who had been mesmerized by his feats. In Italy, where he died, people gathered at the crash site, leaving flowers and notes. Many called him fearless to the very end. Millions watched live as he tumbled through the upper atmosphere, going into a dangerous 13-second flat spin before regaining control. After the feat, he revealed that while standing there on top of the world, you felt so humble, and the only thing you wanted to do is to come back alive. In the days before the accident, Felix appeared to be doing what he loved most, flying. He posted videos of himself soaring above the coastline, sharing the beauty of the open sky with his followers. It's believed he felt unwell mid-flight, possibly losing consciousness before the paraglider spiraled out of control. An autopsy is being conducted to determine the exact cause, but for many, the details don't change the loss. Felix Baumgartner died the way he lived, pushing boundaries, refusing to be grounded. Looking back on his life, it's easy to see why Felix captured the attention of the public. He was handsome, charismatic, and unshakably determined. His career wasn't built on luck, it was built on countless hours of training, precision, and a refusal to settle for ordinary. Whether jumping from skyscrapers, crossing continents with a wing on his back, or stepping into the void at 128,000 feet above Earth, Felix believed that fear wasn't something to avoid, but something to master. He often said, at the end of the day, you want to know you lived. And live he did with every jump, every dive, every heart-stopping stunt. His death leaves a void in the world of extreme sports, but he will forever be remembered as the fearless soul who dared to fall, knowing that falling was the only way to fly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more amazing content. Your support means a lot and helps us grow. Drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see next. Stay tuned